How are we doing, everyone? Hope you're well, and thank you for joining me for the third and final part of my CROMWELL winter trip. So far, part one and part two, as you may or may not have seen, has been horrendous. I'm going to switch things around in this last 24 hours, so this part's going to be a different tactic for me that I don't have a lot of confidence in. I don't know what David's doing. He's got some ideas, so I'm sure we'll find that out as it goes on. But for now, I'm going to spin you around, show you the current state of play, explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and just see if we can fluke a fish before we go tomorrow morning, because it's a very, very tall ask. I've decided I'm going to stay in this peg. It's probably a stupid move or a lazy move, whatever you want to call it, but the wind is really going to pick up. It's blowing straight at me. It's going to be an east-southeasterly wind, so not the best wind, and it is going to get up to 35 mile an hour, and it's going to blow all day. From about 9 o'clock until 9 o'clock tonight, we've got like a 12-hour solid wind period coming in. So my thinking is I could actually move over there and get on the back of it. But if there is a sort of warm pocket of water out there, surely that wind is going to end up moving it towards this bank, and hopefully the fish move with it. I don't know. It's probably utter nonsense I've just come out with, but that's my thought process for this one. So I'm going to get my rod sorted in a moment, get them wrapped up to 26 wraps, get 3 zigs sorted out, and that's going to be it. They're going out there and that's it. They're not moving, they're not changing depths, that's it. And then I'm going to batten down the hatches and sort of cower away for most of this session, I guess. We will have a walk up, see what David's doing, because he is going to move his rods from where they are. I think he's going to stay on the deck, and I do think he's going to continue to put some bait in. He hasn't actually said exactly what he's doing, so we will have a look at that shortly. But for now, I'm going to walk back up to the lodge. Got some washing up to do. I'm going to go grab a shower, take a couple of bits back to the van, and just sort of come back with a fresh outlook. So I'll see you when I'm all back, sorted, rods are ready to go. We'll go through what's happening and yeah, see how this 24 hours goes. Well, I'm slowly getting there. I've swapped the spools over. We've gone on to the old 15-pound KORDA subline, straight down to a lead clip, and you'll see I don't use a tail rubber. I actually use, this is a piece of the silica mud sleeve, and I fish it. I'm just rolling it back where it needs to go. Sort of right on that edge. I've cut the lead clip down as well. You'll see I fish it right on that edge, and I've noticed that it sort of dumps the lead really easily, but that's what you want on zigs, isn't it? So that's why I'm fishing it like that. But pick my lead up before I lose it. You'll see I have guess. I have actually got a bread roll from last night left over, so I'm going to see, one, if you take it out of my hand, and two, if you bite me, you get no more. Right, let's have a look. There you go, you get one. Didn't want that bread roll, did you? No, there you go, have a look at that then. Oh, it's heating it now. There you go. Right, I'll leave them to it. I have got my zigs tied up, so I'll get those out. And we'll lay them on this shelter roof and have a look at them. But I'll tell you what, it's absolutely bloody freezing. So I'm going to get that lead back on that rod ready. I'm not going to wrap up. I'm literally just going to throw them out. They land where they land. It's all fairly uniform apart from that little deep pocket that's out there. And I am going to fan them around, sort of one that way, one that way, one that way, instead of fishing them all tight. What else can you do, you know? But I'll get the zigs out, show you what I've done, and we'll have a walk up and see what David's doing. Watch him get his rods in. We'll come back and we'll get our own in, and that's it. Carrying away for the day. Swans have gone round to annoy David now. They've eaten me at a house and home, and they've gone to the next person. I should imagine they do that day in, day out, you know, especially with people going home in the morning. If you've got some food left, you probably throw it in the edge, and they wise up to that. That's probably what they've come around here for, but they've gone. They're annoying him now. But just before I go and annoy him as well, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So, got my zigs. They're about 4 foot long. On the actual hook section, you'll see it's the CHUB section that Scott Lloyd uses. I think it's very, very clever, and I can fully see how it works. I'm yet to catch on it, but I don't zig fish a lot. But yeah, you can see it's basically a CHUB section on a length of zig line. The only difference is, you'll see on here, where the knot is, I've put a shrink tube over it and shrunk it down and curved it, purely because it's something in my head that the knot can never move. It can never slide and come off at a weird angle. It's just something in my head I have to do. I'm an overkill angler, as you'll see by the zig floater line I'm using. It's a 13 pound, it's the strongest they do. And at some point I've got to get this into my fishing, and you know what, today's going to be the start. You know, if I put them out now for the rest of this session, like today, tonight, tomorrow morning before I have to go, nothing happens, so be it. If I go in with the approach I've already been going in with, that's going to happen anyway. So just spotted there, look. Oh, Captain Pugwash, he's out, so that's one rod going out, so I've already missed one at least. So I better get myself round this swim, see what he's doing, then we'll come back, we'll get some rods out in this swim, get the bloody kettle, I'm just absolutely freezing, and we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, apologies if you're not into zig fishing, all of my session is going to be zigs, so maybe David will fluke a fish out and show you a bottom bait setup that's caught one, because I don't think it's possible at the moment. I think you have got to be up in the water. That's why I'm doing it. Anyway, I'll see you around at David's swim. That's better. I've had a freshen up. I've come over to David's swim. We're going to have a cheeky cream tea before I go back to my swim and become very antisocial, because once I get those rods out, I'm getting in that shelter today. I'm not coming back out. So no barbecue. It'll be bivvy burning on this one. Also met another bloke who's called David, who's just come off peg 13. He turned at the same time we did. He hasn't done any good, unfortunately. Really nice to meet you, mate. Thanks for your subscribing and that. He's just subscribed to the channel, so awesome. And while I'm sort of stood here waiting for David to come back from his car, I may as well sort of say to you lot, as always, thank you for the support you give the channel in whatever way you are supporting me. All you lot that subscribe, thank you very much. It really does mean a lot. It's helping the channel grow. Anyone who hasn't or is new to the channel, have a look, consider it. It doesn't cost you nothing. There's no contract. You just press subscribe and that's it, you're done. Also, you lot that watch, comment, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. Again, from me, thank you very much. It really does help. And the hypers, we're not going to forget you. You're helping the channel. A lot more people are discovering it, and as a result, it's growing. So to all you lot hyping the videos as well, thank you very much. So just before we tuck into this, I'd like to point out he's been converted. Look at that. They're all the same, cream and then jam. Told you, that's the way forward. And they're hanging around for some leftovers. I don't think there'll be any of those, but anyway, we're going to scoff those now, and I'll see you back in the swim. Yeah, this one here, he's just taken one of your bread rolls you had left over last night out of my hand. He's coming back, look.
I know, because you think I've got everything for a long time. You haven't even had some good kids.
So what's going on here then, mate?
Right, I'm just waiting for it to fall off. And,
Are you putting a rig in that or just taking that out?
just taking it out, already planned it up. There's my rigs.
Rigs.
No men's on each one.
No. Oh wow, yeah, that's different. All on Ronnie's on the boom on the heli, yeah? Nice. Water's definitely coming up in this swim as well, isn't it? You can see it now, it's definitely climbing. They're happy, they're feeding on that. So what's that? That's just going out?
This is going out, this is just called.
Is that on a spot? Is it
It's a spot where I've marked up myself.
Right.
I've not programmed up this one. This is my areas of what I'm going to do. I'm not going out far.
What's the idea of putting just this bed of corn out? Are you putting just a rig out on it, or are you putting more on the top?
And I put a pallet out on top of it.
Right.
With it.
They could move up here in this wind, you know,
I know, this won't be
because it is really going to smash into this side. That's why you're getting your rods out earlier, yeah? What was that right back? Oh, that's going to be a coop pop-up, because if it isn't, yeah, it's bloody thing. I was going to say, it just looked like that back coming out, but no, it's a coop. So, oh, what, have you just dumped one hopper there?
Yeah.
Not both?
No.
So you've got one going there, and one go. Oh, so you're fishing two rods close together then?
Oh, yes.
Right, okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Anything on this tree line that the wind's pushing in?
This time round.
No?
No.
See, the coot, he's pretty much where you put that bait yesterday, isn't it?
I put the deeper in earlier.
Yeah.
Foot and a half.
Is that what you're there, foot and a half?
It's not worth it. With them cooks round there, they just wait for your bait.
Yeah, well, there's one round there now. That's what I'm looking at. And do you know what? Just holding this phone, my fingertips are like bloody ice. It is a proper cold wind.
Have you noticed we're the only two left on the banks? He's gone.
No, the bloke's in peg one still. I spoke to him in the lodge a little while ago. He's here, but
They've all packed up.
yeah, there's a lot coming off. There's hardly anyone here. I mean, we could move and go on the back of the wind, but mate, I think if the fish are going to move, they're going to move on it. So anyway, I'm going to leave you in peace, David, to carry on doing what you're doing. I'm going to wander. Yeah, that's my plan, to pack a few things away, but that's it. It looks cold, windy in this swim. He's got the swans, so he's keeping them company for a while, so they stay out of my way. I'm going to bug off back to my swim. I think we'll get some rods out. Okay, it's finally time to get the rods out. I'm going to start from left to right because the crosswind you'll see is sort of going along that way, so it avoids any tangles. I've put a bit of foam on the older chud section, again, stop any tangles, and plus it should kick it away from the lead. So yeah, let's go. Now time for the middle rod. Again, piece of foam over the hook. And finally the right hand rod. Again, another piece of foam on the hook. Here we go then. The rest of my time at Cromwell is going to be spent fishing white dumbbells up on sort of chod zigs. You know, they've all gone out there okay. The foam, I see it come away from the lead, none of them tangled. How long the foam takes to melt in water temperatures like this, I don't know. I'm hoping it does melt because it's not something I've had a lot of experience with, the old zigs and foam and stuff. I don't normally use it, but it's something I need to start using, you know. I know some of you watching this probably don't like them, don't use them, the same as me, but they work. They've got their time and their place, and this could be it, you know. So it's something I need to bring into my fishing. I've actually tried to break the hook link I'm using, and it is very, very strong. It's a lot stronger than I imagined it. So I'm quite confident with that. That's what put me off on part 2, putting one out on a zig, because a light link, but it's strong. You know, I think 13's really heavy for zig fishing anyway. A lot of people use the 11. 13's for maybe people like me that are not used to doing it, and it gives you that little bit extra security. Or if you're sort of weed fishing, which we're not, there is weed out there, but not, it's low line stuff, you know, so that's not really going to come into play. But if there's big bands of weed up to the surface, then yeah, I guess that's what it's designed for. But that's it, I can't do any more. As you've seen, David is sticking with his approach. He's staying on the deck, putting some bait out, putting snowmans over the top. He's sticking to what, well, basically he's done most of his time here, you know. So hopefully that pays off for him. It'd be awesome to see one of these rods go off, but for now I'm just going to have a tidy up. I need to get in my bag for a bit and warm up because it's absolutely Baltic. I can't tell you how cold that wind is. You know, it's well in the minuses. There's only 4 of us on now, and the person who was in, I think 12, or I think they call it Windy Ridge. I think a bloke I met called Ray, really nice bloke. He's been on here 26 years. He's been coming here. I think he called that peg Windy Ridge. The person from there's moved over to peg 5, so they've gone on the back of it. So yeah, it's got to be a lot warmer that side than where they were, because the wind is pushing into that bank. But anyway, sorry, I'm waffling. I'm going to go get the kettle on, get in my bag, have a tidy up. I'll bring you back later when there's something to update you with. That is nice. Nice fresh made coffee. I'm tucked up in my bag just looking out at the lake. The wind, it's nowhere near as strong as it should be. It's a cold wind, but it's meant to be like 30-35 mile an hour gusts. You get the odd little gust, but it's not been that yet, so I'm guessing that's still to come. There is a band of rain that's going to come in at about 7 o'clock tonight, and it's going to last all night until 7 o'clock in the morning. So everything's going to be saturated when I pack it away tomorrow, but never mind, it is what it is. So not the most pleasant part 3 and final night on Cromwell, but I'm here, I'm having a go. I very much doubt that the fish will move down on this wind. I can't imagine they would, but if they do, who knows, the miracle could happen and I could get my first proper zig caught carp, because I don't ever think I've actually caught a carp on what I'd class as a proper zig. or if I have at my local day ticket, it was only a small one, but this is like proper fishing, you know. So I've never caught one sitting it out, waiting it out, you know. So that'd be really, really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna have my coffee, just sort of lay here, look out at the lake, try and warm up a bit. If anything happens, I'll update you, and if it doesn't, I'll probably see you later this afternoon for a burn up and an update. I thought I'd bring you back for a little update. It's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've not really been fishing long, but the wind, it's swung and it's actually pushing right into that bank. You can sort of see the little gust going across the top, so that's nice. It's not directly into my shelter. It's not warm, it's definitely not warm, and the bird life, I've noticed, they're all sort of congregated out in the middle, all in a really tight zone. So that's the first time I've seen all the birds there since I've been here. They've either been sort of in front of me here or slightly further out, but now they've moved over and they're in front of that peg with that sort of willow tree that sticks out. So I don't know, has the warmer water moved over there? I'm not sure. All I know is at the minute it's not as bad as it's meant to be, so I'm happy with that. The rods, like I say, they're not going to move at all. I'm not going to wind in on this part to go have a barbecue with David because it's too windy, so it's burning in the bivvy tonight. That's it really. It's a lazy finish to my trip here. I'm quite happy with that. Water level, it's creeping up because it's under my reels now. I've been using the landing net as a gauge. When I put it in, it was sort of like here. We're not too far off the spreader block, so it's definitely coming up, but the rain's not begun yet. Still get a bit of wind blowing in here, so apologies if it is bad audio, but yeah, it doesn't look warm, does it? Anyway, that's it. That's your update. I'll see you later, probably with some burning. You'll see the rods are all lent up against the shelter, none on the buzzers. I've just had a little chat with David. I'm going to jump in the shelter and update you what we've decided. So what have we decided? We've both decided, with the weather that's coming in and the conditions worsening and the position that we're in, we're actually going to call the session early and go home before the weather comes in and soaks all our kit. It's going to start raining at 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to be sleet and snow, and it's going to go through till 7 o'clock in the morning. We need to be packed away and out the gates by 9, so everything's going to be piss wet through. It's a 30-mile-an-hour easterly wind blowing directly at us, so it's not going to, there is not going to be a bite. You know, there isn't a bite for either of us in this trip. And also, some of the regulars that fish here that have been here quite a few years fishing have actually gone home early. 2 of them I spoke to today, they was going to be here till Friday. They've both gone home this afternoon and said it's one of those times you kind of have to accept it's not going to happen. And that's what we've got to accept. You know, we're new to the lake, we don't know anything about it, but when you have people that do know about it that say, I'm going home because it ain't going to happen, you have to question, do we know better than them? No. We're in the shallowest part of the lake. It's an easterly blowing straight at us, and there's a load of cold sleet, snow and rain going to fall into the lake that's already got loads and loads of cold water gone in it. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter if we fish on the bottom, up in the layers, whatever. There's no one debate, no wonder it's not going to happen. All we're going to do is camp here in really crappy weather tonight, wake up in the morning freezing cold and have to pack a load of wet kit away, when right now we can pack it away dry. All right, we lose a night's fishing, but we're not, because it's not going to happen. So we're just losing a night camping out in the rain. Who really wants that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything wrapped up. David's going to get everything wrapped up, and then we'll see for an outro, and that will be that. So it's a short part 3, but it's relevant because it's how the session's gone. We've called it early due to weather conditions. So I'll see you shortly. I've got as far as packing my rods away. Bed's all gone. There's a few bits in the shelter I need to tidy away and then get that packed away, but just going to sort of show you how the water has come up. When I started, I was roughly 4 feet away from the edge of the water with the winter skin. It's about 2 now. This wasn't as deep as it is now. When I've just pulled my bank sticks out, I've had to sort of stand in the water to even reach them. I do think it's going to come up a little bit more tonight with this rain as well. Not that it would be dangerous, you know. I don't think I'd wake up flooded or nothing like that, but it certainly was going to come up a bit more yet. But just looking at the lake, it looks stunning, you know. It does look a stunning lake even in these awful conditions. It's just when you're sitting here looking out there and you've got nothing to go on, you're in the shallowest part of the lake, in the worst winds you could ask for, with probably the worst conditions coming. Yeah, it's not going to happen. And the fact we haven't seen a single fish at all, other than what I've been told people have seen, which is right out in the central body of the lake there, doesn't fill me full of confidence. So I'm going to continue, just getting everything packed away, and then the next thing you see will be an outro. You might be able to see behind me David, he's packed away pretty much, he's nearly sorted. All I've got left is my shelter, so not long left for me either. I think calling it early is the right move. I know it's a shorter part and it's like we've just given up. We haven't. You've got to be realistic. With the conditions that's come in, the conditions we've been through, the outcome is going to be the same. It just means we're going to have a really wet, miserable pack down in the morning when we don't need to. So from me and from David, thanks for watching. We will be back. We've already booked future dates, so we're definitely coming back. And again, the fishery, first visit, first impressions, absolutely awesome. But again, from me and from David, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget the old thumbs up, hype, subscribe. And if you're out and about on the bank yourself, I hope you're being a little bit more lucky. Until next time, though, take it easy.